quick question. What do you think about success? Success in your life, your career, even something as simple as successfully speaking English confidently in real life. Well, most people say they want to succeed in life. Of course, right? But here's the uncomfortable truth. You may consciously say that you want it, but your brain may have a completely different plan. And when what you want and what your brain wants aren't moving in the same direction, your journey will feel harder than it should. You'll feel resistance, you'll feel that you're stuck, you'll feel like there is an invisible wall that is blocking you from going to the next level. In your English speaking journey, this invisible wall sounds like, I know English, but I can't speak up in meetings and share my ideas. I know English, but I can't express myself confidently. I know English, but I can't create positive connection and impact. Sounds familiar? If it does, this video will show you the real hidden reason. And I say hidden because it's not something you can see with your conscious mind, but it lies in your subconscious mind. Once you understand this, you'll finally see what's been holding you back, and only then you can start fixing it. The idea I'm sharing today is inspired by a best-selling book called The Big Leap. So let's talk about how we can use the lessons in this book on your speaking journey in real life. Just like a thermostat that keeps your room at a certain temperature, your brain keeps your life at a certain level of success, confidence, love, or happiness that feels normal for you because it feels safe. This is called your internal success set point. And when life rises above this set point, your brain tries to pull it back down to where it feels safe and familiar. It does this through invisible walls like overthinking, self-doubt, stress, procrastination, fear of speaking, and freezing in the middle of a conversation. A clear example from the book The Big Leap is what happens to many lottery winners. They suddenly get a lot of money, and most of them lose it all within a few years. Why? Because their brain can't feel safe with that amount of money. So maybe they overspend it, give the money away, or decide to travel all around the world, and before they know it, the money is gone and they're back to where they used to be. This is not because there is something wrong with them, but because their brain says, that's too much, this is unfamiliar, this feels unsafe. Let's go back to what we know and what's familiar. The book calls this upper limit problem. You can also hit that upper limit when it comes to speaking English in real life. Here's how it happens. You've reached a certain level, like maybe intermediate, that feels comfortable because you understand English, you can speak if you have to, but your brain is limiting you and you cannot show your true self because you don't feel that you're good enough and you try to play it safe. Your conscious mind wants you to grow so that you can finally achieve your international dreams. Maybe you want to get a promotion, become a manager, or start a business in English. But to your subconscious mind, that means discomfort, stress, and danger. So when you reach this upper limit, your brain starts to create hidden barriers for you. These hidden barriers are deep beliefs shaped by your childhood, school, family, or culture, and they hold you back without you knowing them. That's why the first step to overcome them is to be aware of them, understand them. So let's see what they are. This barrier is rooted in self-doubt. It's the belief that there is something wrong with me or I'm not good enough. For example, at the beginning of my speaking journey, I used to tell myself I wasn't good at speaking because I wasn't good with languages or because I was an introvert. Also, later in my journey, this barrier appeared again. For example, when I visited the U.S. for the first time, I was surrounded by native speakers, and this fear of not being good enough stopped me from speaking to make friends or express my ideas. This is exactly how your brain keeps you at your average level. So whenever you try to move to the next level, it interprets it as a threat. Why? Because you're stepping out of your comfort zone. So your brain tries to protect you by giving you reasons to stop. So it reminds you of your self-doubt, gives you excuses, you start having negative self-talk, and the list goes on. Keeping you safe has been the first job of your brain through evolution. When you understand the mind games, you won't fall for it. Instead, you learn how to play and win. We'll talk about the how later in the video. But first, let's get to know another hidden barrier. Your mind isn't always afraid of failure. Sometimes the hidden barrier can be that you're unconsciously afraid of success. This mind game sounds like this. If I succeed, people around me will feel uncomfortable or judge me. I might lose connection, so it's safer to stay small. This is something I've seen in Italy so many times, and I truly believe it's one of the main reasons many Italians, especially older generations, struggle with speaking English confidently. I remember being with a group of Italian friends years ago, and there was this one girl who spoke a really good English and tried speaking with me. We were having a perfectly normal conversation, but the others in the group started teasing her. So they started making fun of her, laughing at her pronunciation, and saying that she's trying to show off. My friend didn't care. She kept speaking with me. But imagine other people around seeing this situation. If they wanted to speak English and improve it, their subconscious mind immediately creates this rule. Speaking English equals being judged, laughed at, or rejected by my group. And because connection means safety, your brain goes, let's not speak. Let's stay small. Let's stay safe. And none of this is your fault. From a neuroscience perspective, your brain is wired to keep you connected to others because it sees rejection as a threat. Why? Long ago, for our brain, losing your group meant danger because it meant losing food, protection, and belonging. So your brain automatically puts a lot of value on what others say. But now we're not living in tribes anymore. So your safety or survival doesn't depend on others around you. Nowadays, you can create new connections, you can expand your world, and speak a new language. And these are just the mind games that your brain plays with you to keep you in your comfort zone. Now that you've understood these two barriers, let's talk about how to work with your brain, not against it. In this way, you can finally break these limits and achieve the success that you want and move to the next level on your speaking journey. The goal isn't to force confidence or push harder. It's to expand your brain's capacity and raise the upper limit so that it doesn't feel threatening anymore. Here's the strategy to play this game with your mind and actually win. Now that you know, you will notice these barriers. And the moment you feel fear, tension, anxiety, or hesitation when speaking, pause and say to yourself, this is just the upper limit. My brain is scared because I'm growing. That's okay. It's part of the process. This will break the negative cycle of thinking negatively, feeling bad about it, and taking no action. So as a result, you stop automatically running away from fear and your conscious mind takes control. Now you can make a choice to take action, which brings us to step 3. Take small, safe steps. You don't need to jump into big challenges. Tiny steps train your brain to adapt to the new situation. So for example, speak just one sentence in a meeting. Ask one question. Share one idea instead of staying silent. Each small action tells your brain, see, nothing bad happened. We can handle this. Step by step, your comfort zone grows and your success thermostat rises. As the book says, you don't fight your upper limit, you outgrow it. As you can see, speaking fluently and confidently in real life isn't just about vocabulary or grammar. It's about your mindset, emotions, identity, and knowing how to work with your brain and nervous system. What we've covered today is just one part of this journey. If you'd like more guidance on speaking English in real life using a holistic approach, check the link in the description for more resources. These strategies come from over 20 years of using English in real life and more than 15 years of teaching and coaching professionals to speak confidently and fluently. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love reading them. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.